Right, hi guys. Little video today. We've got a bit of testing to do. The car's now fixed. Everything's back together. Got the power sorted out for the trailer, so that'll now charge while we're driving. So yeah, we're just having a couple of nights away. Just make sure everything's working as it should be. We've got a little run up to the Scottish borders in May, and then we're away to the Alps in June. So we're just going to see how we get on. Sound quality may or may not improve as we go. I bought a microphone that should eliminate some of the wind noise when it turns up. But if I'm perfectly honest, I don't know how it works yet, so we'll give that a go as we progress over the next couple of days, see if that works. But yeah, other than that, let's trundle along. We're just in the Peak District. Might have a little visit to Luds Church, I think it is, tomorrow. I'm just going to get a couple of lanes done today, get somewhere to camp, and then I'll have a run out tomorrow. So yeah, stick with us. Right, giving it a bit of a shakedown. We had the gearbox reconditioned, not perfectly, I'll be honest. One of the needle bearings on 5th gear was pitted, couldn't get a replacement for it, so it was kind of cleaned up best it could and put back together. So at the minute we do have a bit of a whine in 5th gear. But other than that, everything seems to be a-okay. Just trying to get out and about and just get some miles under its belt before we start heading off to France and going that way. It's the first time I've taken it abroad, so I just want to make sure everything is as it should be. But yeah, other than that, it was supposed to be peeing it down today, but no, we seem to be okay. Hopefully the weather stays like this. Oh, bumpy bit. But no, we'll get the campsite near Buxton, I think. Cheap site, tenner a night sort of thing. No electric, everything else, but obviously we are self-sufficient. So yeah, we'll just keep going down the lane. The good thing is I'm not working to any particular time frame over the next couple of days. I've got no plans to be anywhere specific for any specific time, so we can just amble along and just see where we end up. Well, when you're out on the lanes, it pays just to take it slow, enjoy the scenery. Just try and keep an eye to what's around you. I do need to start getting out a little bit more. At one point I was trying to get out just to keep the weight under control. That's gone by the by. Coming down this lane, I just happened to notice a really big hole. not something massively interesting, or even remotely interesting for you, but it's just nice to stop the car, get out, and investigate little things like this every now and again. I'm going to see if there's anything interesting. If there is, I'll bring you back. Right, that's us set up, and this is the view. It's basically a field on a farm. There's a couple of others here, but we're all set up. Get the fire going in a bit, get some tea on. Yeah, we'll leave the tent here for 2 nights. Got the diesel heater just to keep us warm. We're expecting some rain, and we're expecting some high winds tomorrow, so that'll test the tent out. Although when we were down in Devon, we did have 40 odd mile/hour winds, and surprisingly the tent did very well. So here we are. Right, bit of tea on the go. Just got some charcoal in there at the minute just to make my cuppa and then get tea done. And we'll stick some wood on there and have a nice campfire. But yeah, nice pleasant evening. Might be a dry one tonight, so we'll see how we get on. Morning. Well, cold, wet, windy sums it up really. Very windy last night, didn't get a lot of sleep. It feels quite cold this morning. Still very windy. It's raining. It rained last night non-stop. Not the end of the world. Needed to make sure the tent was waterproof anyway, so that seems to be right. But yeah, this morning we will get off to Luds Church, I think. I'll give you a few more details on that when we get there. I'm hoping the weather stays. Well, I don't want it to stay as it is, but I don't want it to get any worse. So we're going to try and get done what I want to do today this morning, and then if it gets worse, at least I'll be in the car later on. So yeah, we've had breakfast. A couple of burgers left over from last night, so it's been burger, bacon and cheese this morning. A couple of those, which is done just nicely with a cup of coffee. So yeah, we are ready to face the day. I'm going to leave the tent set up. We're going to have another night here. I've looked at the weather forecast, and it looks like we're going to be up to sort of 40 odd mile/hour winds. I keep looking that way, that's where the tent is. We should be okay. See when we get there. When we get back, if it's still stood, we know we're doing alright. But yeah, right, let's make a move. Right, just got parked in a car park. Been following the stream down here. There's a sign saying this is as far as you can go. No vehicular access to Luds Church. So what we'll do, we'll park that there. Got my walking boots on. So let's get to walking. Right. Although there is a sign that says no vehicular access to Luds Church. From that point onwards, there were no other signs. So we're just wandering, following the track, kind of follow your nose. I've got no signal out here, so can't really check where I'm going. There's one or two bits that say private land, no access, scouts area. So I'm kind of going down the only route that is shown as access. So we'll keep at it. Seems to be going down a hill. I think it's in a gorge, so might be in the right way. Let you know in a moment. Right, as you come down the track, if you keep the water on your right hand side, can't see it from here, but there was a bridge down there. I didn't realise, I kind of followed the track that way and ended up crossing over some slippy stones and then coming up this track. But we are on the right way because I've now found a sign for Luds Church. There's roaches, Gradbeck. But we'll follow this now, see where we end up. Well, I know there was a sign pointing this way. I think Luds is supposed to be in a gorge. All we seem to be doing is going uphill, and I'm knackered. It is a really nice walk though. I think it would be better if it wasn't such a miserable day. Whew. We're levelling out, but then it looks like it goes up again. And I'm not seeing any more signs for Luds Church. There's possibly a path down there. I don't know where that goes to. We'll go this way for a little bit more, see where we end up. As much as this is a great walk, it's just a shame I don't have the dog with me. I think this would have made a really interesting drive for the Jimny. It's a shame it's not an open lane. That looks a bit interesting. I don't know if I can get down to it without falling on my arse. Right, if I can find a path, we'll deviate and go and have a look at that. Oh, and the microphone. Found it doesn't work on this camera. I think it's because it's an old camera. Just doesn't want to communicate with it. Works on my newer one, but not on this one. So this one might be a bit of a path, a bit overgrown. Let's have a little look. Deviating slightly, but actually this looks like a nice little path. Looks like it's been used before, not very often though, to be fair. Strange routes. Anyway, let's go this way. Oh dear. Can't an old man get under there? Oh. Yes, but not in a very dignified manner. Step over the tree. There we are, that's what we came to see. Well, this isn't what we came to see, but this is the little side venture. Yeah, well, it has been something at some point. So I've just noticed we have a moss covered stone wall. It goes all the way over there. I don't know if this is a proper step or whether it's just where the wall's collapsed, but it looks like the way in. Oh. Well, nothing of any great importance. Shame I don't have my torch so we can see if there's anything in there. This reminds me a little bit of Wroughton Rocks, I think it was called, that I went to look at a few months back in Derbyshire. Looks like there's a bit of a path going around. We'll go as far as we can without... Actually, do you know what? I don't think there's anything that way. And all I'm going to do is end up flat on my arse, which may make for a funny video clip, but I'm not bothered. We're back on track. There was another rocky outcrop that I'll show you on the way back, but there does seem to be lots of these kind of things. Where you can just get in and have a look around. Now then, there's no signs, but I wonder if we've got where we want to be. There's a man-made floor down there and some steps. Slippy steps. I wonder if this is it. Right. I think we're in the right place. having seen pictures of it, I think we're here. Let me just turn you around. See if we can get up here. Don't know a huge amount about this place, although it's called Luds Church. I don't believe there's any evidence to support the fact that it ever was a church, although it is believed to have been used for worship. Go that way. Didn't keep a track of time, but I'd say it's probably been a half-hour walk from parking the car. Well, that brought you out in the same place anyway, look. This is killing me. Although I don't know if I want to say that in a place of worship. There have been some dodgy rituals going on here. Oh good, more steps. Well, I didn't think I was this unfit, but I am. What the hell? That's a bag of poo. Who the feck has chucked poo up there, you retards? That way's being blocked off. Oh, rain's starting to come down again. Might just have a wander this way for a few minutes. Actually, let's see if they can... that looks like an old pathway there. Let's see if that just pops out here before I turn you off. No. Make sure I don't trip over. I think it may have done. Right. I don't know where that's taking us. You obviously don't want us going that way. So I'm just going to head back through. And I'll show you that other rocky outcrop that I saw on the way in here. I may have a little bit of energy left just to climb that for you. Let's go and have a look. Right, so there's nothing to say that that's the entrance. If you weren't particularly looking or you were busy talking to somebody, you'd have carried on down there and ended up wherever. Right, I'm just going to head back this way. Right, here we are. There's a bit of a zigzag way of getting to where you want to be if you're going to Luds Church. But yeah, came across this earlier. I'm going to have a look that way in a second. Because when I passed, I did go up there. Rain's coming down again. Get my hood up. Oh, my hood's already wet. Yeah, didn't seem to be much up there, but it follows around, and then you can see down here somewhere. But a man of my age and, more importantly, ability, that wasn't going to be a safe way of getting there. So, as I suspected, there's a better way in. Looks to be one there as well. Right, we'll go there in a moment. This is what I was saying earlier. If you're out and about, walking or out on the lanes, keep your eyes open. See what you can see. I've got the usual kids here that are doing the graffiti. Not sure what that is, but I suspect somebody's been trying to do the old black magic stuff. Yeah, that's where I was stood before, and I wasn't willing to try and climb down that. Right, I'm not going down there, but can we get up that way? Oh. Possibly. Oh. I've opened a can of worms here. I want to go and see what's down there. Oh. That'll bring me out against the other little pathway we just saw. Yeah, I think we can make that. That's a bigger step than I thought. Right, let's hold on. Well, luckily, although we've had kids around here, they haven't made a mess of everything. So, credit where credit's due. It's strange to think that this is naturally occurring, or I'm assuming it's naturally occurring. I don't know for definite. Right, it was that way path that I saw. Yes, it was, I think. Is this slippy? that's going anywhere that I'm going to go. Oh, do I try and get down there? Yes. This would be better if it was dry. Oh, slippy. It's like when you're in the car and you're doing a steep hill. The hills never look as steep on camera as they do when you're in the car. And it's the same here. These are quite big steps and quite steep. I don't know if you can see that. It's not letting me zoom either. But let's have a look. In that black hole there must be a stick or something in there, but it looks like an animal looking out, which is strange. In fact, even though I know it's not an animal, it still looks like an animal. Anyway, let's move before it suddenly moves and scares the shit out of me. Yeah, should be able to get out that way if I can get down here. Oops. Now then, do I take this steady or do I give it a bit of speed and hope that carries me through? Nope. There we go. Right. We'll head back to the car. Find a couple of lanes to do and grab some dinner. Bit of a side note really, if you are thinking of coming this way and you've got a young family, this is not pushchair friendly. Like I say, it's probably a 30-minute walk there or thereabouts, I think. Should have timed it on the way back really. But yeah, it's very uneven, no good for buggies or really small children unless you're willing to carry them, I think. But while you're out this way, I'm fairly sure the old tank that I visited, it's not too far from here, so that's worth looking up. Google it. Turns out this is a slightly shorter footpath. Follow the public footpath down there. Keep the water to your right, and that'll take you where you want to be. Right, we are picking up a few lanes not too far from the campsite actually, and it has crossed my mind, not far from here there is Magpie Mines, so if you're out this way that's worth having a look. I have done a little video on that a while ago, so feel free to look that one up. But yeah, lovely places to get out and walk the dog and stuff like that. So, and it's quite an interesting thing if you just have to look in somewhere different. So, but yeah, we'll get down these lanes, and on one of them there is somewhere I need to stop. There's, I can't remember what it's called now. I'll find the name and I'll come back to you. Right, definitely cold and windy out there, although it is not raining. You can tell I'm a little bit red. The wind is just bitter, blowing at you constantly. How was it? Yeah, 5 wells, chambered tomb is what I've just stopped off to see. I knew it was near the lane last time I came this way, because I'm not sticking to any particular plan at the time. At this time, I thought I'd stop and go and have a look. It's nothing worth stopping for, so I haven't even bothered taking a picture for you. It's just a few stones in a field, nothing of any interest at all. So yeah, we'll carry on. Right, that's the end of this one. I'm going to consider myself beat. I've got back to the campsite. Wind is still going mad and it's raining. Weather forecast says 40 mile an hour plus winds to continue for another few hours, which means I'm going to get no sleep. I'd been going back in the morning anyway. So yeah, packed up. We'll head back. Might pick a couple of lanes up on the way home, see how I feel. But yeah, that's me beat and going home. So yeah, see you on the next one. Ta-ta.